think it's important to get these things off my chest, no matter how weird they sound. I find it really strange how we're being told to stay indoors. My issue is, I have an addictive personality. So, whether it be a food, whether it be a song, a band, it's very, very easy to get me to be addicted to something, or someone in many ways. Right now I'm addicted to going outside. Any other day, any other time period, and that's amazing, that's wonderful, that's a brilliant thing to be. This addiction that has come into play at this stage in my life is the most irritating one. Because I can only be outside for a limited amount of time. It's really weird, but we have to control our addictions. Maybe this will help. There's a reason why I've started making videos again. Not because I love it, but because I have the time now as well. Back in 2013, 2014, I was pumping out content on the daily. I didn't really know what direction to take my videos in. I dabbled with a lot of different things, with talkie videos, just sat down in front of the camera. I also experimented with things like stop motion, green screen. Then when I got a job, things took a weird turn. I started doing long hours. I was full-time for a long time. And now, well, everything stopped. Life has kind of been put on this ellipses. Because so much time is spent inside, there's a lot of thinking involved and conversations that we have with ourselves as well, because we all have an inner monologue, and sometimes it's like the host, it's the presenter of your life and this sort of commentator, and occasionally you'll sort of bicker with it, or personally I bicker with it. I bicker with a voice in my head and I'm like, you know, this is wrong or whatever. I try to break that barrier, so I try to ignore that voice in my head, or I guess it's spirituality. I wouldn't say that I meditate as such. I'd say that I have moments or periods of time of absolute solitude, but also absolute silence as well. I was told this system where you get into this sort of deep hypnotic trance. Perhaps I am at one with that inner peace, because obviously I have so much time to be by myself. I have found that kind of the inner light in that sense. I've listened to a lot of Beatles songs recently, so I've used some of those songs as...
Your dildo's just come out the dishwasher, where do you want it?
Oh, take. I forgot what I was talking about now. I've been listening to a lot of Beatles songs recently, so I've been using those songs as kind of the thing that starts off my period of thinking or inner thought. My dad taught me to get into the Beatles, and that segues nicely into what I want to talk about now, which is obviously the fact that our families, like for me personally, because I live away from my family are away, you know, and every single person in this house has the same as well, but all the other people who are living away from home have this feeling that they're away from their mums, their dads, their grandmas, their granddads, you know, cousins, their families in general. That's a horrible thought. Now, relationships with families aren't always brilliant, I get that, but this doesn't really help, which is why social media is so important. But then on social media there's all these posts that could be misinterpreted and taken the wrong way, and arguments can start. We don't want that. We don't want arguments to start in our little bubble, our online bubble, because social media is how most of us communicate with everyone else. When all this is over, I don't want it to go back to the way it was. That's my only hope. That is my only, that's the one thing that I'm looking forward to at the end of this, is to find out. Obviously this is a change, right? This is a massive change to our lives. Huge. As I mentioned before, my addictive personality, I kind of got addicted to that change, be addicted to the rush of what's happening next. because there's so many bizarre news stories about it at the moment. I mean, one of the biggest news stories we know at the moment is Boris Johnson, our Prime Minister, is in hospital because of the elephant in the room. Like the main talking point, the word that I hear so often because of the news. I constantly watch the BBC News website and Twitter, and other sources like The Guardian as well, The Telegraph. Constantly look for their to find out information, because I also like numbers and jobs that have been lost as well. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy. It's like everything's just rotating. Everything's just going mental, and it's getting almost hypnotic as well. I just want to go outside and be free. But it's a lockdown. And realistically, as much as we want to go and see our loved ones, we want to go and, go to these parks, go to wherever's, we can't do it. Realistically, we just can't do it. It's not fair. You may think that you're like the one person who can just nip out. And I'm guilty of this. I am so guilty of this. Like, I have not been taking this as seriously as I should have done, and I'm being honest there, like 100%. Really, as much as you want to, it's not worth it. Because at the end of all this, we would have learnt a lesson. We would have learnt discipline. It's hard, because it's change. That's a massive change, right? That's huge. Change. Addicted to change. I'm doing an online course in social media and marketing. And I love that, because I want to start a business. I've got changes happening in my life soon, and I'm excited about it, and I want to start a business. I want to start a brand. I want to start the next chapter of my life. And I could do that. Easily I could do that, but I just need to unlock the keys in my mind to do that. And I'm going to do that through spirituality. It's like a spider web of conversation there. That might have been like one of my best pieces of video yet. Yeah, it's good. I'm proud of that. It's nice. I've spoken a lot about negative things and the possible negative repercussions that this situation will have on us. During my walk, I captured something that I am so pleased to have been there for. A truly dignifying moment. I wouldn't go as far to say it's patriotism, but I would say ultimate pride. Because yes, this is a horrible situation that we have found ourselves in, that has just come and just completely whacked us in the face. But it's moments like this that really make me proud to be here. Thank you to the key workers. Thank you to the carers. A massive thank you to the NHS. The NHS have always been amazing, but really, this is their moment to shine, and they are shining. I'm sure as a community, as a country, as a planet, we can do our best to combat this situation. World leaders, whether you love them or loathe them, I'm sure they're doing their best. I hope.